Welcome to this special edition of 2K TV.
The wait is almost over. We are just days away from 2K Day and the launch of NBA 2K21.
And if you can't wait, you can get early access to the NBA 2K21 demo right now. Here's how you get started.
The NBA 2K21 demo is here.
And getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the focus. And is that... Well, we all... Winning a big part of it, David. Thank you. And the Clippers starting five. We've got Patrick Beverley. Ivica Zubac is out there with Marcus Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's George in at the shooting guard position. And for the Lakers, LeBron and Green make up the backcourt. Anthony Davis is out there with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And it's McGee in at the center. Now here's Caldwell-Pope. McGee, the pass to Caldwell-Pope. Kicks to Green. Clock at 6. Caldwell-Pope on the wing. Shoots over Leonard. That shot by Caldwell-Pope, no good. And here we go with Morris, running it up the court. Passes it to George. Everly with the ball. Here's Morris. He's guarded by Caldwell-Pope. James against Leonard. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And the Lakers take it the other way. James wide open. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. LeBron's got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for the Lakers. Down low. George against Green. To the inside. Stolen by McGee. And here we go with Davis heading to the hoop. Goes up. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Beverley against Caldwell-Pope. And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. George with no one around. And he hits the jumper for two. And with the playoffs ahead, some have argued for a play-in tournament, Clark, to determine the 6 through 10 seed. What do you think of that?
An interesting concept. In theory, it certainly might allow for more teams to be engaged down the stretch. You know, with Adam Silver, he's very much interested in seeing how to make the game better in every way. So there are no sacred cows. Just because it's been done one way before doesn't mean that he's not looking at ways to change it for improvement.
And keep that fan base really interested.
Yeah, that's a big part of what's made the league as successful as it has been worldwide.
To the middle. Morris with the bucket.
An efficient scorer inside. Morris can beat you with a variety of moves.
Pass to LeBron. Caldwell-Pope kicks to James. Leonard with the steal. Here's Beverley. He picked up 15 points in the last win against the Warriors in San Francisco.
Not sure what he was thinking about with that pass. Just sailed it right out of bounds.
And the Lakers with some changes. It's Dwight Howard. He's checked in for JaVale McGee. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And Dion Waiters subbed in for Danny Green. And the Clippers with a change here, too. JaMychal Green, he's checked in for Zubac. Kuzma, that's good.
The timing, the rhythm. Kuzma really does a nice job catching the defense off guard with those catch-and-shoot jumpers.
Now, here's George. He had 15 points last outing. Here's the three. Drills it from outside. George has got 5 now.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Here's Waiters. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. LeBron passes to Davis, and it goes down 2 points.
There is a bunch to appreciate about LeBron's game. His passing is off the charts. Just look at that feed.
Still.
Oh my goodness! That was special. Yeah, you know, George really enjoys being in the air. I mean, this guy has great body control and bounce, and his slams at times can be absolutely sick.
And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That is his first foul of the game. Smith checked in for the Lakers. Alex Caruso comes in for LeBron. The Clippers also making some changes. Landry Shamet's checked in for Marcus Morris. Williams comes in for George. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverley. And Kuzma slams it in.
And, you know, I think this is exactly what you want Howard to do. I mean, when somebody's open, show that you're willing to give the ball up.
Back to Jackson. There's 47 seconds left here in the first quarter. There's the triple. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And Jackson has become a reliable three-point shooter. That's a shot you got to respect.
Williams against Waiters. Inside. It's tipped. It's stolen by Green. And pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. Here's Williams. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
You have to love the unselfishness on display there. Excellent passing.
Smith finds Waiters. Lakers working the ball around now. Caruso, no good. Clippers leading by 5. Guys, this offense very effective.
And guys, the defense has been no match. They've just picked them apart.
Shamet the pass to Jackson. And Leonard puts it up from deep 3. And another 3 for the Clippers.
How about Kawhi Leonard knocking down the 3 ball? Didn't have that shot when he got into the... He got it in!
How about that? Wow, what a way to finish up the quarter.
That's an impossible shot, man, even when you don't have the clock to worry about.
LeBron James is the all-time leader in playoff field.
I always feel like I got it. I always feel like I got it in the clutch, no matter what's going on throughout.
And you know, Greg, that's the type of confidence you got to have.
The words of a leader. James has proven time and time again that he's dangerous in late-game situations.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Noche Latina in the NBA as we resume action. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game, how it's been going for the Clippers.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. We've got Kawhi Leonard. Jackson is out there with Lou Williams. And it's JaMychal Green. And it's Shamet in at the 3 spot. Green, he's checked in for the Lakers. Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. Green, no luck.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
Jackson, that's good.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Morris, left side. Down low, Kuzma kicks to Caruso. And it's off from 3-point range. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Clippers. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Well, you know, it's been all high percentage shots for them so far. I mean, just the kind of execution you want in the first half. And, you know, quite a bit of turnover for the Lakers in recent years, guys, from the front office to the coaching staff. I think it's always important for an organization to have a common voice to speak in stereo and have everybody in proper alignment from the top down to the court.
Williams against Green. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Shamet. Kuzma pulls it in. And as the Lakers have looked to fill positions, Clark, a real affinity for candidates with the Lakers history.
Yeah, you know, that's exactly right. They view it as a family, but here recently, they've expanded their options and have looked outside of past Laker pedigree in terms of filling some key spots, which is part of what you have to do if you're going to move forward and be successful.
Lakers shooting their first free throws of the game right now.
And when you look at that free throw percentage on the season, they're right around 73%.
And guys, that allows their opponents to play very aggressive defense if they choose to, knowing it's not a bad thing to send them to the foul line.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Anthony Davis is checked in for Kyle Kuzma. Contavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Danny Green. And James subbed in for Alex Caruso. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Morris kicks to George. 6 to shoot. Releases. Missed the shot. He's 3 for 4 in the game. Lakers trail by 15. To the paint. Caldwell-Pope passes to Davis. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. And the Lakers making a change here. Howard's checked in. Clark, a big part of your game was rebounding. You controlled the glass so well. What's one thing you would tell young viewers if they wanted to improve the rebound?
You know, I'm a little bit out of the norm here, but the biggest thing to me for rebounding is pursuing the ball. Boxing out is important, but pursuing the ball and good timing are the most important elements of rebounding. And that's what I would have players focus on. Pursue the ball.
Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Caldwell-Pope against George. The 17-footer. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. The Lakers shooting about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them. And Davis throws it down.
Yeah, first and foremost, he's a pass-first team player, is Caldwell-Pope. Love seeing that.
In the corner, George with it. There's 53 seconds left in the first half. Inside. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist by George. Morris has got his second bucket.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
James against Beverly. James kicks to Howard. Back to James. He tries for 3, and Howard is good for 3. Howard's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Clippers leading by 10. Here's Shamet, and the rejection by Smith. And that one's good, Shamet.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Howard finds Davis. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. 6 points for Anthony Davis.
And, you know, got to admire the patience inside from Davis. Outstanding at staying under control, taking his time, and burying the quality shot.
And 31. All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jets. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. At the end of one, they were able to end up with a 5-point lead. They took over in the second. And that's a wrap with the third quarter approaching.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Paul George really making a difference here.
Even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
Well, we're not surprised by that. No more than what we've come to expect of him. He can adapt and adjust to anything a defense tries to throw at him.
LeBron and Green make up the backcourt. Caldwell-Pope out there with Anthony Davis. And it's McGee in at the pivot, manning the middle. That's the group starting the second half for Frank Vogel. Tipped away. It's stolen by Morris. Leonard against Green. Shoots. And again, the Clippers good for 2.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on.
He kicks to McGee. And again, it's the Lakers. Clippers leading by 12. Morris passes to George. And he makes good on the layup. George has got 9 points.
On a nice little roll here to start this half, connecting on their first 3 attempts.
Over in the corner, Zubats. Back to George. That one misses. Excellent D that time there from McGee.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half. And guys, at this point in his career, Anthony Davis just entering his prime. Crazy to think when you look at what he's already accomplished thus far.
Up again. Here's McGee. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. McGee's got 4 points in the quarter. And so Beverly will bring it up for the Clippers. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Morris kicks to Zubats. Pass to George. 6 on the shot clock. To the inside, Morris. Great D that time from Davis. And we were talking about Anthony Davis. How do you even put into words, Greg, what he is able to do on the basketball field?
I mean, he's entering the conversation among the best big men of all time. On a nightly basis, dominating in so many facets of the game. Really, it's remarkable.
The pass to James. Now McGee. Right side Davis. Shoots from 12. Second shot opportunity and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, you look at McGee and the career resurgence he's undergone, guys, outstanding. I mean, when he's been in the right situation, he's been very effective.
Clark, who are a few under-the-radar guys who really get it done scoring the ball at that forward position?
Well, I tell you what, a couple of names that come to mind. Bogan Bogdanovic, outstanding scorer. Gallinari, and then John Collins, the young fella down in Atlanta. Those 3 guys are all a little bit undervalued as scorers.
And Leonard gets it to go.
Hit works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Kuzma passes to Caruso. Morris looking over the floor. Waiters finds Morris. Stolen by Jackson. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Outside Leonard. Shoots the 3. Excellent D that time there from McGee. Lakers trail by 15. Here's Waiters. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Waiters got his first 2 points of the night.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Williams with the ball. Picked up by Kuzma. Morris outside. Stolen by Jackson. Goes back up. Morris passes to Green. Williams with a clean look. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time.
Man, I tell you what, Kevin, I don't know if anybody has a more relaxed shooting motion. Williams very efficient and easy with that stroke.
Here's Kuzma. Gets a very good look and converts. Kuzma's got 7 points in the game.
Obviously, a mix-up defensively on that possession.
Leonard attacking, open and close, and nails it. And the Clippers lead by 16.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
And another basket for the Lakers.
You know, passes like that go a long way. Terrific teamwork.
Lets it go with the 3. The shot off that time. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers sitting with a comfortable lead up by 14. And they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific D. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball. And how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got, we've got Williams. Kawhi Leonard is out there with JaMychal Green. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Shamet in at the small forward. Leonard, that's for 2. That's good. He's 5 for 9.
Wow, has he flipped a switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
Waiters outside. Stolen by Jackson. Here's Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
And then Leonard enjoys jamming it home, Kevin. Got to keep him as far away from the hoop as possible.
Kuzma kicks to Caruso. Kept alive. Passes it to Waiters. That's a 2 from Smith. Unable to get that one. And the Clippers will come the other way. Their next game playing at home is the Nets coming to town. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home.
It's really been a tale of 2 halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
It's stolen by Green. Pass to Jackson. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Jackson. Jackson's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. In a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Clippers.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've got down in transition.
And this is what the schedule looks like for the Clippers. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets. Then on Saturday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah, and for the game with the Mavericks, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with the win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Davis is checked in for Kyle Kuzma. Caldwell Pope comes in for J.R. Smith. Danny Green, he's checked in for Dion Waiters. And it's LeBron in for Alex Caruso. Green in the post. He's covered by Shamet. Will it go? Shot's good by Green. Green's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
And Green is a world-class sniper, laser, an excellent shooter. Great at getting his puppy set on these shots from deep.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
James, no good. Clippers leading by 23. Now Beverly. George looking around. Do you think it helps the pace of the game with the NBA recently modifying the shot clock rule that after an offensive rebound, it doesn't go back to 24, it goes now to the new number, 14 seconds?
Well, I really like the rule because you don't have to bring the ball over the half-court line, which is 8 seconds, so it makes sense, and it does speed up the game, in my opinion.
JaVale McGee's checked in for Dwight Howard. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Morris is checked in. Green dishes to Davis. James, the pass to Caldwell Pope. And McGee kicks to Davis. Back to McGee. Fades back. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. It's Caldwell Pope with the drive. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Regarding super teams, Clark, you and I have talked a lot about this. Many fans view them in a negative light, but they're actually something we've seen around in this game for a long time.
Yeah, you're right. So often we become prisoners of the present and we forget about what transpired in the past. But the Celtics in the 60s were as dominant as any team in the history of the game. The Lakers in the 80s, the Bulls in the 90s. But I guess fans have a complaint because they feel those teams came together more organically compared to what seems to be movement by free agents that has led to dominant championship teams. Although the Warriors pretty much have built their championship team through the draft.
Drains the three-pointer.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength toward the Clippers.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so checking out their season record, this game will become their 45th win. And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Paul George.
Tell you what, this guy worked his behind off on both ends of the floor. He was really an intimidating presence out there.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback diminished.
Caldwell Pope pass to Dudley. Shoots over Patterson. Dudley, no luck.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Down low, pass to Mann. Noah kicks to Patterson. Tries it from 19, and it falls over the rim and in.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Boy, a fantastic performance. And I tell you something, I mean, you get roadkill, that's always a challenge in the NBA, no matter what. And they got it done.
From deep three-point range, no good. So the Clippers winning this one easily. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
Hey, that's exactly right.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks, for...
unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements, shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluid.
Once you pick your jumper, it's time to join the Clippers and test your build in a game against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yes, and it's my player picking up the assist.
And if you're not feeling one of your builds, you have the ability to make 6 total builds and play 1 test game for each one. In the NBA 2K21 demo, you can also
Well, the weekend has officially begun. DH. Well, I like that story, David, and a good attitude. Great job. Thank you so much. And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Morris.
And he's gone dry over the past 10 games, guys. His scoring is way down, and he can't seem to fight his way out of the slump. He better get it going tonight, or they'll start losing patience with him.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's George in at the shooting guard position. And for the Trailblazers, Collins plays the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. And it's Anthony in at the 3, the small forward.
Patrick Beverley is a tone setter, someone who doesn't back down from anyone. I admire his confidence.
No good on the second free throw.
Well, you talk about someone who's an absolute piranha on defense, and that is Patrick Beverly. Gives you no room to get comfortable and is a thorn in his assignment side.
Collins, good.
And you see the leadership of Lillard in that sequence, keeping everyone involved, not looking to do it all himself, but creating for his teammates.
And Damian Lillard with the jam.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal, and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Great activity at both ends. Great teamwork as well.
And Smitty with Beverly and his defense, it's not like he turns it on or off.
Nope, he's always going full speed on defense. It's been his calling card as a player for years now, and it's what he's made his name on in the NBA.
Nobody near Nurkic. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Everything worked except for the outcome. You want him to shoot that every time.
Got that one up quick.
And the mid-range jumper really right in George's comfort zone. When he isn't blowing by guys and finishing at the rim, he's knocking that one down with consistency. And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Nurkic with the double team. Pass to Zubac. Leonard on the wing. Fires the three. That one, no good. Portland's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. The feed to McCollum. It's hauled in by George. For Los Angeles, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And Leonard gets it to go on the assist by Morris.
Talented, driven. He puts constant pressure on your defense.
And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game. The Trailblazers have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. McCollum finds Collins. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Beverly against Lillard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's stolen by Morris.
Good eyes by the defense. Clearly, that's not where he wanted the pass to go, and he's frustrated.
The game now all time. When you look at the luxury tax structure, Smitty, it's now more expensive than ever to maintain a championship contending roster.
Yeah, it is, and I think it's the choice of a lot of these organizations. Some owners want to do it, some don't. But I think if you want to win a championship, you're going to have to open up your checkbook.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Whiteside comes in for Yusuf Nurkic, and it's Simons in for Lillard. And the Clippers with a change here, too. JaMychal Green, he's checked in for Zubac. Now, here is George. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Warriors in San Francisco.
He looked just a little out of rhythm. He's still trying to establish consistency from there.
Anthony left side. And they pick up 2.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
Nobody near George. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. George has got 7 points. To the middle, and the jam by Whiteside.
One sign of a great playmaker, hitting his man in stride.
Passes to Beverly. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. George against McCollum. George dishes to Green. And for a long time, JaMychal Green was mostly an energy player. But he's expanded his game lately.
Worked on developing an outside shot. He can drop a few threes from the power forward spot now, Kevin. He still has a high motor. You love the activity around the rim.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Landry Shamet's checked in for Morris. Williams comes in for George. And it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverly. Hazonia with the ball. Leonard's there. Good on the bucket. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Simons, the pass to Hazonia. Here's Leonard. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Good job inviting contact. The closer Leonard gets to the rim, the more dangerous he becomes.
The Clippers have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
He's living there tonight, a tough guy to guard without fouling. And the bonus, he's going to knock him down.
Lasagna's shot is off.
He goes up strong, but he is met with resistance. I think that surprised him a little bit.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
And I just love it when the fast break results in a high percentage look. Not always the case these days.
Little passes to Trent. Now Hazonia. He's guarded by Williams. They get it back. And stolen by Williams. In a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. Los Angeles on top, up by 3. From Portland, we're back in a moment. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. Guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Yeah, in that first period, they look to push in transition at every opportunity.
That's their mindset. Attack, attack, and attack some more. You're not going to beat them playing soft.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the floor for Portland, Hazonia at the 4 and Whiteside at the 5. Then it's Little, and it's Simons in at the point guard position.
Jackson, great anticipation on the steal, then quickly gets them out in transition.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
One-on-one fast break. The wide open shot by Little. And again, it's Portland converted. Clippers leading by 3.
A big key to the Clippers' recent surge, the development of Montrezl Harrell. His activity and his ability to score have been infectious for this team, and he also can be very intimidating.
Here's Hazonia, and easy 2 points on the layup. Hazania's got 6 points.
Good poise, good pass from Whiteside. Hassan with beautiful vision on that play.
Shoots from 14, and too long on the shot. And the Clippers getting Harrell in that Chris Paul deal. Turned out to be a decent trade for both teams.
You're totally right. The Rockets already had Capella. Harrell was sort of a redundant in terms of skill set. And you can only have one rim runner on the floor before you began to compromise spaces.
Damian Lillard's checked in for the Trailblazers. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Zubats is checked in. For Portland, they've gone a perfect 4 of 4 since the second quarter began. Perfect from the field. Lillard, the pass to Hazonia. Back to Lillard. Whiteside tried to break free. He goes up again to the wing right side. Lillard way outside. A putback, and Whiteside stays right with it. And the Trailblazers lead by 1.
Are you serious? Whiteside doing major damage on the offensive glass.
Now, here's Shemet. Defense is right there. And here's Portland. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Smitty, every team has its leaders, either official or unofficial. What's expected, in your opinion, out of a team captain?
Well, I think leadership, also have the same, voice of the coaching staff and organization, and also the voice of winning. I think if you have a leader that can do that, sometimes that leader's vocal, sometimes that leader leads by example, but you usually know who that is.
Now here's Anthony. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. The shot by Lillard, wide open. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Now the pass to George. And it's George finishing it off.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
It's McCollum with the drive. Chalk up 2 there.
Great job executing the offense. That pass on time and on point.
Jackson against Lillard. On the wing, George. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. 6 to shoot. It's stolen by Little. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. It's good. Little's got the lead up to 5 now for the Trailblazers.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
And it's George missing.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
Here's Lillard. And it's in there. Now it's a 7-point Trailblazer lead.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
George. And again, no good by the Clippers.
The will is there, but the execution is lacking. He can't seem to finish plays this quarter.
Lillard against George. Down low, the wide open look here for Anthony. That one's off. He's now 1 for 2. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Zubac kicks to George. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. To the inside. Shot clock at 6. Top of the key. They get the rebound. Morris, no good.
Unusual for him, just a lack of concentration. Fails to finish the play.
And the first half. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the
2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody, good to see you. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They kept at it on both ends of the floor. And that...
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
He's been very effective on the move, forcing the action, getting to his spots, and finishing plays.
Heading underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Doc Rivers. Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Beverly in at the point.
I mean, those huge hands of Kawhi Leonard give him great control of the ball. Very sparing with his turnovers.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Clippers with the ball. Portland making their last shot. Here's George. Hits from the high post. George has got 11 points. And for Kawhi, he never seems like he's forcing the issue offensively.
I mean, he has studied the post games of Michael Jordan, and being able to score at all 3 levels has made the game easy. With his strength and his turnaround jumper, he can get his shot off with ease.
Here's Anthony. Paul George making his last shot. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Also, if you can't get stops at this point, it really doesn't matter what you do at the offensive end.
Now here's Leonard. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Great positioning on the putback.
Terrific score there off the miss by Morris. Doesn't get a ton of offensive rebounds, but making that one count.
Collins passes it to Nurkic. Shoots over Zubac. And Nurkic, the bucket on the assist by Collins. And the Trailblazers lead by 7. Here's George. 11 points in the game. That one off the back iron and out.
Not sure if that's the shot you were looking for, but it's a fairly clean look. Almost have to take it.
It's stolen by Morris. George with the ball. Now Anthony defending. And that one, good. 13 points for George.
And hustle paying off there for George in the open court. Gets up court in a flash and finishes before the D can even react.
And it's Leonard missing. Trailblazers leading by 5. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Offensive rebound, Collins. A second chance effort. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's his first trip to the line. And that one falls for Collins. Smitty, you played with the U.S. national team. Would you say they allow more physicality in FIBA than they do in the NBA?
No, I think, Kevin, different parts of the game, there's more physicality. Like on the free throw line, boxing out. Like going up for rebounds, they let a lot more than we're used to go. But usually the NBA players adjust, and they find their way.
Now, here's Shamet. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Shamet with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. Morris against Collins. Leonard on the wing. It's tipped. And is out of bounds to the Clippers as the Clippers retain possession.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
This is called an effort play. Terrific hustle at the defensive end.
Reggie Jackson's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. There's Jackson with the three. Can't hit that one. And it's Portland the other way. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Beverly, the pass to Jackson. Lays it up and banks it in. Jackson's got his second basket of the night.
I love the patience Beverly has developed with the ball in his hands. Terrific find.
Here's Azania. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Morris kicks to Beverly. Pass to Green. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Jackson in the corner. Just 5 on the clock. No good from 11 feet.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Jackson's got the ball. No problems knocking that one down.
That's what they expect from Patrick Beverly. Knocking down the spot-up J.
Trailblazers leading by 5. Here's Trent. Azania on the wing. And another turnover here by Portland. And the Trailblazers making a change here. Anthony's checked in. Lou Williams is checked in for Los Angeles. Jackson looking it over. Lets it fly from 18. That's good on the jump shot. Jackson's got 4 points this quarter.
When Jackson can't get all the way to the rim, this is his go-to. Shoots for a decent percentage from mid-range.
Trent passes to Whiteside. 1 second left. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a ball game here. Trailblazers lead by 3. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. In a moment now, as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. Collins is out there with Anthony. Then there's Whiteside, and it's Trent in at the 2 spot. That's the group on the floor for Portland.
It's hard to intimidate Whiteside because he's usually the guy on the end doing the intimidating.
Paul George, he's checked in for Los Angeles. A 3 ball. That shot is in, just like 6 others have been for him. He's shooting 7 for 15.
That's his second three-pointer of the night. 1 in each half. Trying to keep the defense honest.
To tie it up. No good that time. Good work defensively by Whiteside.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
The Clippers trail. Morris dishes to George. Over Whiteside. And there's George. That's good on the assist by Morris. And that's now 18 points for Paul George. Whiteside finds Anthony. Out to the right wing. Green against Nurkic. to Anthony. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Trailblazers lead by 2.
Yeah, just superb focus there from Melo, overpowering the D and still finishing.
Williams can't hit.
High percentage look for him. But bottom line, they're not all going to go down.
And the basket by McCollum.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much. You don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
Pass to Green. From deep, George. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Whiteside's got his 6th rebound on the night. Nurkic kicks to Anthony. Pass to McCollum. Back to Anthony. Just 5 to shoot. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. There's the foul against the Clippers.
Good activity from Whiteside. Aggressive move, draws contact, going to the line.
Damian Lillard's checked in for Portland. And then for the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Jermichael Green. Leonard comes in for Landry Shamet. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Williams. Now here's Beverley to stop the run. Kept alive. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. They get Hassan Whiteside. And he knocks down the first one. And he makes both free throws. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Collin passes to Anthony. And right through it goes. Anthony's got 4 points in the quarter.
Throughout the evening, he's gotten to his spots, and the defense has not adjusted.
And it's Beverley missing. Trailblazers leading by 7. High post, Nurkic. Kicks it to Lillard. And Damian Lillard throws it down home.
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skills to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, yeah. That's for sure. Now, here's George. And Anthony sends it back. Gets a hand on it, controls the rebound, and puts it back up and in.
Challenging the defense at the rim, something he does very well. Excellent tip in.
It's McCollum on the wing. Fires it up. And good. As it just snugs right down through the net.
And that's an element McCollum brings to their offense. The ability to drain the outside shot. It stretches the defense and makes them keep bodies on the perimeter.
And here's Portland. They're on a 13-4 run right now. Anthony dishes to Whiteside. Lillard outside. From deep. It's hauled in by Zubac.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
Morris kicks to Zubac. Here's Leonard. That's good from 17 feet away.
Right there, that is poise of Kawhi Leonard, just taking what the defense gives him.
Lillard scanning the floor. That one's not going to go. Empty that time from Leonard.
Every second counts now. They can't wait around.
And I don't think they will. The problem is they've waited too long to make a move.
Yeah, and that's some physical defense against Morris, who attacks with one of his many moves. And we'll just see what he does here at the line.
Collins checked in for Whiteside.
The lead's not looking as comfortable after those free throws. Nice job.
It's McCollum on the wing. And it's Anthony with the jam.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
The reason why they've tightened up the vice grip a little more each time up the floor. We'll see if they can close this one out. I mean, unbelievable. It's one thing to be talented, but Kawhi is clutch as well.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Collin passes to Nurkic. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Shot clock at 5. Collins, good.
He's an asset in helping space the floor. He has tremendous touch from range.
Leonard attacking, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. Adams taking his time here. And so it's Portland winning this one. Some good confidence. All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.
unprecedented improvements, shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. pickups, upper and lower body fluid, and goaltending.
I can't wait to get started in the NBA 2K21 demo, get my player started, and of course, all-time Lakers versus all-time Celtics.
Just out of curiosity, Chris, who has more championship rings?
Yeah, I was gonna talk about the Lakers, but then you bring up that argument, and I really don't have anything to say about it, unfortunately. So that's a low blow.
So I'm going with the Celtics.
I'm gonna go.
And the Clippers looking good as they came into the arena. Well, they are fun to watch. Thank you, David. And a chance to take a look at some numbers for Morris.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Morris. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's George in at the 2. And for Milwaukee, Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Matthews and Middleton, the 2 wing. And it's Bledsoe in at the point. It's good on the putback.
That's a battle down there. It's one of the reasons Lopez has been in this league for over a decade. Solid effort.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. Brent, talk about the length of the season. Commissioner Silver is also considering proposals to shrink the season. What do you think?
I think it'd be interesting, and I'm not sure financially how the league goes back from an 82-game season and ticket sales and revenue and television and how they kind of unwind what it is they've agreed to. But 70 games to me in terms of the competition, Kevin, in terms of the elevated play of the star players on a nightly basis, the fact that you probably get stars to appear in every game and not be sat out for load management and things like that, I think overall it'd be pretty healthy.
Here's Leonard following the basket by Giannis. Leonard looking around. Back to Beverly. 5 on the clock. Near the three-point line, it's Morris, and it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. The Bucks have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. To the paint. It's deflected, and that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Yeah, pestering right now, and that's going to pay some dividends. At some point, there's going to be a turnover.
And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
That's a nice toss up there, so you got to like the timing. But, of course, that's Giannis. He's going to grab anything.
Outside, George. Goes up on the high post. The shot, no good. Now the Bucks take it the other way. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston. And the dunk by Giannis.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
You're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect. And again, no good by the Clippers.
He's not very hard to defend right now. This is when the defense might step back and let him try to find his range.
The Clippers grab the miss. They lost the last time they faced the Bucks. That one in Milwaukee.
Yeah, they were just wrecked last time they faced this team, and a lot of it was their own undoing.
Yeah, those turnovers were inexcusable. So many of their possessions ended with them giving the ball away. It's one thing to make passes, but you need to pass to your own team, not the other one.
Now Matthews. Paul George missing from long range. Leonard with the steal. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. And Beverly kicks to Morris. Matthews against George. Over Matthews. That doesn't go either for George.
Time for some consideration in the passing category, maybe, Kevin. The shot is just not on. Get somebody else going.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Clippers trail by 6. And the shooting guard, Wesley Matthews, a terrific defender who has no hesitation, Greg, in taking that long three.
A pretty good combination. Weathered an Achilles tear back in 2015, but has remained a steady rotation player.
Kicks it down to Middleton. Matthews against George. Clock at 6. Matthews passes to Bledsoe. He's got a clear path. Pass to Zubac. Out to Morris. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Leonard with the ball. Now guarded by Giannis. Here's Zubac. And again, it's the Clippers missing. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That is his first foul of the game. A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. The Clippers also changing it up. JaMychal Green, he's checked in for Zubac. Landry Shamet comes in for George. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Now here is Hill. Here's DiVincenzo. Offensive rebound. Great positioning on the putback.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Last outing for the Clippers, they won that game against the Warriors.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to get easy looks on the road, but they found ways to get their guys good looks.
Well, it was probably a good feeling in that last game that the mid-range worked, the long-range worked, the inside game worked. But the best feeling was the crowd leaving that building not in a good mood.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Passes it to Williams. Will it go? And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Such a versatile offensive threat. Morris draws his fair share of fouls.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
And with a percentage of 82, he's been one of their more dependable shooters from the line.
And Morris drops them both. 6 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Milwaukee. His work on the glass was outstanding in that quarter. Great rebounding. We'll get right back to the action when we...
I'm just trying to focus on the court.
I think he's already a top 5 player. With his skill set and physical tools, he can be an all-time great.
He's shown the dedication. I think he's only going to get better.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Bucks, guys.
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Yeah, that worked wonders for them in the quarter. We'll see what kind of adjustments get made.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for the Bucks, Robin Lopez out there with Ilyasova. Then it's George Hill, and it's DiVincenzo in at the 2-guard spot.
It's very efficient and a well-tuned offense for the Bucks. They drive, they kick, they get open threes. Second in the league last year, as that was Mike Budenholzer's biggest change in threes.
Jackson, that's a 2-pointer. Rebounded by the Bucks.
Well, they shouldn't be giving that shot to anyone, but they certainly shouldn't be giving it to him. That's a big break for the defense.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Chris Middleton was a first-time All-Star in 2019. Now, we all know that Middleton is one of the league's best shooters, but he had to adjust his game to a new system under coach Mike Budenholzer. Middleton said, "I guess that's what being an All-Star is, a team player and a complete player. Not playing for stats, playing for nothing else but to win." Kevin?
First-time All-Star and well-deserved. David, thank you. Marvin Williams is checked in for the Bucks. Korver comes in for Pankanaja. Williams passes to Ilyasova. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Ilyasova's got the lead up to 12 now for Milwaukee. And with the Bucks in their offense, Brent, it all starts with Giannis.
Starts with Giannis, and that might have got them into trouble last year. They could maybe use another creator in a way where a guy can manufacture his own points. Who knows? Maybe that's growth within. Maybe that's Chris Middleton as he tries to improve his game, or Eric Bledsoe in some way. But the team does need a little bit more dynamism on the offensive end.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Now here's Williams. He's guarded closely. Kicks it to Morris. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Floats it up for Williams, and out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. A chance to check out Los Angeles' upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets. And then on Saturday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the New Orleans Pelicans.
And for that game against the Nuggets, it's going to be an all-out battle. And you just hope they are rested and able to execute their game plan, as it's going to be a tremendous challenge.
Korver attacking, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Brent, offensive versatility all the rage now. Which guards do you think do the best job of generating offense with their back to the basket?
I don't know so much as these guys are playing with their back to the basket, Kevin, so much as they're finding ways to get the ball without a dribble at about 15 feet away from the basket. So one dribble, they're at the rim.
Right.
They're very effective at the mid-range. Chris Paul and DeMar DeRozan have had tremendous efficiency from those areas on the floor. So, man, fans love it. Listen to that. I love that sound in the arena. Oh, I would love to see Giannis in the dunk contest. Wouldn't that be sweet, Kevin?
Leonard against Middleton, and Beverly kicks to George. And a miss there on the triple. On offense here, the Bucks. They're on a 14-6 run. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
It's weird to say it, but the sheer length of Giannis can put the defense in a really bad position. So hard to defend without fouling.
Brook Lopez is checked in for Marvin Williams. Brent, for so long we've talked about the potential of what Giannis can do when he reaches his prime. 27 and 13 last year is a pretty good jumping off point.
Winning an MVP award for Giannis at 24 years of age, and knowing that most of the prime years for NBA players are starting to happen between 27 and 30. So that's a scary thought, isn't it, Kevin? 4 or 5 years more of growth from Giannis Antetokounmpo and what he can do at that position. If that jump shot comes along, we may be seeing an all-time great develop throughout his career in the next decade.
And the jump by Giannis.
It just keeps coming at you. Giannis has so much energy, and when he's this aggressive, he is just a dynamite offensive player.
Inside, stolen by Bledsoe. And oh, here we go. Lopez has got it, the fast break chance. The feed to Bledsoe. Here's Middleton. IT that time from Leonard.
And he gets a lot of points right there at the rim, but the defense determined not to give up the easy deuce there.
Good.
Yeah, kind of tough on the defense when you let Beverly beat you on the inside. That can get his confidence going from the outside. So damage from the paint that time.
Got a piece of it. Paul George with the steal. Now the Clippers moving it up. And Beverly kicks to Green. And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. And they're... Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everyone. A tremendous game we're seeing from Giannis Antetokounmpo. He ended up with 15 points. And that does it for our half.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. You look at Antetokounmpo in this one, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Getting underway in the second half, here's the 5 for Jock Rivers. Patrick Beverly out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Zubac in at the center position.
Again, floor vision from Eric Bledsoe makes dishing that basketball look easy.
Kicks it out to Leonard. Uncovered. That one a little long.
So weird. Sometimes when you get that much time, it can throw you off just as much as having no time.
And the basket is good. Bledsoe's got his first points of the game.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And that one's good, George.
Yeah, Paul George on the inside, comfortable knowing where he can get to, just tries to find a sliver of room in order to get that shot off.
Outside Matthews. He can't get that one to fall. The Clippers go the other way with it. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Well, it's the golden age of point guards, and Patrick Beverly trying to show that he belongs amongst them. Great awareness on that play.
And the rejection by Zubac. And so George will bring it up for Los Angeles, trailing by 17. Their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town. They start a 3-game homestand with that game. Pass to Morris. Shot clock at 5. 11 feet away, and the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
Well, when Paul George has that kind of length and then has the high release point that he does, very few people are going to get to it to block a mid-range jumper like that. With nobody getting a hand in his face in that painted area, that's a miss he's going to be disappointed with.
And good that time.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Antetokounmpo with the ball. Leonard picks him up. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Robin Lopez is checked in for Lopez. Williams comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. And it's Hill in for Eric Bledsoe. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. Dante DiVincenzo, he's checked in for the Bucks. Outside Hill. A three-pointer off the mark. Clippers trail by 15. Williams finds Shamet. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And as long as Reggie Jackson is healthy, he's going to give you some punch as a lead guard. Solid scoring option and a guy who's also unselfish in terms of getting his teammates involved.
To the right side. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And for the last half decade, Reggie Jackson has been good for about 15 points a game.
And that is about the consistency you can expect from Jackson. He's always been a talent. The key for him is just staying on the floor.
Ilyasova, he's checked in for the Bucks. And here's Leonard from 3. And the 3 ball is good. Leonard's got 5 points now this quarter.
And after an abysmal first half from the field, the shots now starting to fall.
Here's DiVincenzo. He's guarded by Williams.
Not a bad shot from the mid-range. The D's giving it to him, and he's usually got an eye in that kind of range.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And Reggie Jackson, the former 24th pick by the Thunder, wasn't content to back up Westbrook. He basically forced his way out in search of a larger role.
Marvin Williams is checked in for Milwaukee. Korver comes in for George Hill.
Well, when he gets into a groove at the free throw line, it doesn't just last for tonight. This might be 2 weeks, 2 months, something like that.
Here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Well, not much you can do to stop that. Leonard showing once again his physical prowess at the 10.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Leonard brings the double team. For Milwaukee, they have been good at the free throw line. This one, 7 of 8.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74. Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Now, here's Shamet. He's covered closely. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's It's going to be on Kyle Korver.
Quiet is Kawhi Leonard, but don't let that mistake itself for a lack of competitiveness. He has that desire and drive to continue to get better.
That's tipped. Stolen by Jackson. Williams with the steal. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Bucks lead by 12. And we'll get going after this from Milwaukee. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, Greg, is peripheral vision.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Ilyasova at the 4 with Lopez at the 5. Then there's Kyle Korver, and it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard. That's the 5 on the floor for the Bucks. Clippers moving the ball around. Deflects the pass, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. Milwaukee making a switch here. Bledsoe's checked in, and Los Angeles making a change here as well. George is checked in. Each year, so many coaching changes. Brent, do you feel they generally get too much blame when things go wrong?
I don't know if blame is the word, Kevin. That's just the easy out for a lot of organizations that want to make some changes. The main thing that's frustrating, I think, for the coaching fraternity is patience. You have to be realistic about the potential of your team and how much time it takes to grow what it is that coach's culture is all about. That's where teams sometimes lose out and give up on somebody a little bit early.
But these guys go into it eyes wide open.
Oh, there's no question about it. And really good coaches in the NBA know that it might not last all that long. So they're going to be who they are. That's who you want to hire. Hire a coach who knows exactly who he is, both coming in the door and walking away.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Antetokounmpo's checked in for Ilyasova. Chris Middleton comes in for Kyle Korver. And it's Matthews in for Dante DiVincenzo. The pass to Antetokounmpo. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
You know how you want to tell people don't let Giannis get too close? Well, one step past half court, he's too close.
Beverly against Bledsoe. Beverly the pass to George. The rebound by Middleton.
Well, his shots aren't dropping, and they haven't been able to keep pace, but they trust him enough to keep going to him, see if he can find it. You're not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups.
Here's George. Good D by Lopez.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Beverly finds Zubats. Shamet on the wing. And George, here we go. Pass to Shamet. Just 5 to shoot. George looking over the floor. And it's George again missing.
And it's another just bad decision on a night full of those. His shot selection tonight has been questionable at best.
Antetokounmpo can't get it to go. Clippers trail by 11. Looking to get it going. And George gets it to go.
Think back to when Paul George entered the league in the 2010-11 season for the Indiana Pacers, a skinny kid. Not so much anymore.
Hangs in the air. Milwaukee with the rebound. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. There's the lob at Antetokounmpo, and again the turnover by the Bucks.
I know people can't see you, Kevin, but you're doing what I'm doing, scratching your head to that turnover.
And the Clippers making a change here. Leonard's checked in. A minute 50 left to play in the final quarter. Here's George. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
What a great body control there. George, tremendous athlete, takes the hit, and he makes that one count.
That free throw good from George. Milwaukee leading by 6. Lopez right side. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
Well, Lopez at that size has no trouble throwing it down.
And Morris has got the ball here for Los Angeles. George passes to Leonard. Great D that time for Middleton.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
Yeah, that's the kind of energy that you want to see on every possession throughout the game.
And the shot is good. The Bucks lead has been cut down now to just 7 on the basket from Leonard.
Really, with that level of speed and power, it is so difficult to keep Leonard from scoring on the drive.
And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession.
Look, Kevin, I'm all for the crowd interacting with the players, but not so much the players interacting with the crowd. That one, errant pass.
Dante DiVincenzo. He's checked in for Matthews. Here's Beverly. Bledsoe with the defensive effort.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
And how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off. And that one's good, George.
So good, so experienced. Paul George can convert the toughest of buckets.
And the dunk by Giannis.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Love that the guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
Clippers have gone only 6 of 14 from the field in the fourth. Out to Morris. Bledsoe against Beverly. Passes it to George. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Seems to be nobody standing in his way. No roadblocks for him to get to his spot, capitalize, and continue to be aggressive.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Great to see Antetokounmpo going strong inside. At times, the D has no choice but to foul him.
Both free throws good from Antetokounmpo.
You've got to figure those are the free throws that officially put this game out of reach.
Noah, the pass to Jackson. That one doesn't drop. Excellent D there from Hill. Here's Giannis. So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight.
upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements to shooting.
Game time, hang time. Who been a plug in the power? Ayy, came with a charge in my alley. Ooh, charge it again like it's credit. Your team crowd me to edit. Yeah, I see face and get it. Hold up, ooh, that's good. Need a minute, need a plan to revive. Let's get a shot pressing. They say what I said. They got like 20 moves and like 100 problems. I'm James with a step back, throw that shot up. I don't miss often. No look, I had to boss up, get the post.
And we've got time. And DA, that's the standard for the Lakers organization. Thanks for that report. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Morris.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
And now the Lakers starting group. LeBron and Green make up the backcourt. Davis is out there with Caldwell Pope, and it's McGee in at the center, locking down the middle. And for the Clippers, Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. Beverley finds Morris. George, no good. And here's Caldwell Pope. He brings it up for the Lakers. Last time they met was in Los Angeles, where they beat the Clippers.
Yeah, and they picked up the win in their last game.
Oh, that was a strong goal!
And
busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
And a big summer for the Lakers, trading for Anthony Davis. For a time, Greg, it even looked like they had a great shot at landing Kawhi Leonard.
He ends up choosing the Clippers, which gives rise to a compelling rivalry. The nexus of NBA basketball has shifted to the city of angels. Whichever team you root for, LA fans with a lot to celebrate.
The drive by Green. Good work there as it goes.
Yeah, first and foremost, he's a pass-first team player, is Caldwell Pope. Love seeing that.
Down low, Beverly. Morris trying to free himself up, and that one's good. Beverly.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Lakers working the ball around now. Back to James. Paul George with the steal. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. And James pulls it down. Caldwell Pope kicks to Davis. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. Doesn't go that time. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. Morris finds George. And that one drops.
And you know what? The high release point George has helps him, especially when really challenged by the defense.
And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. And a chance here now to take a look at the teams that are tops in the league in scoring points off turnovers. In third, the Lakers.
You know, when you make a mistake against this team, they make you pay. I mean, because they convert those turnovers into fast break points, and that really can be demoralizing.
And he uses the glass on the layup. George has got his second bucket tonight. Mark, we're seeing more and more young coaches in the NBA. You think this is a trend? Is it completely circumstantial? What's your view on it?
Well, I think you've got more younger coaches that are capable and able to coach. And the league is quite young, too. I think it's a current trend. But we've seen that before in decades past when it seems the wave of coaches are younger. I think it's more or less kind of the cycle of life that we see across a lot of different industries.
And again, the Lakers, no good.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
And stolen by James. Here's the break. And the rejection by Leonard.
And a sensational individual defender. Leonard will lock you down. Rejections are just part of the package he brings on the defensive end.
Green, he's checked in for the Clippers. The Lakers also making some changes. Dwight Howard's checked in for JaVale McGee. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And it's Waiters in for Green. One-on-one fast break. And Leonard gets it to go on the assist by George. Leonard's got his second basket. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Clippers.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Beverly against LeBron. The three from George. Sinks the triple. George has got 7 points.
And, you know, that's one of George's go-to shots. He's a three-point shooter who spaces the floor well.
Kuzma passes to Howard. Green with the block. And they're able to recover. And there's the pass to Howard. Back to LeBron. Second chance shot. Morris with the rebound.
Well, you know, stopping him is never easy to do, but the defense was strong there.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
You know, when he was in high school in California, Kawhi won the state's Mr. Basketball Award. And you look at the list of guys who've won that award over the years, it has a lot of the all-time greats on it.
A different look for the Clippers. Landry Shamet's checked in for Marcus Morris. Williams comes in for George. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverly. J.R. Smith's checked in for the Lakers. Alex Caruso comes in for LeBron. Caruso, here's Howard. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
There are not many better on the offensive glass than Howard. He's a flat-out beast, especially if you don't box him out.
And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers in control with a 9-point lead. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And, you know, for them guys, it's all about tempo. Keep the pressure on and do so as much as possible.
Andrew Shamet is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Jermichael Green. Then it's Williams. And it's Jackson in at the point. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter.
Many thought the Raptors or Lakers would land Kawhi, but in the end, he came to the Clippers to write his own legacy. Returning to Southern Cal, where he grew up, was a big part of his decision. The big surprise was how Kawhi was out recruiting other stars behind the scenes to join him with the Clippers.
Here's Shamet. He's coming off a 10-point game against Golden State.
Boy, he was piling up those assists in that one. I mean, every pass seemed to be on time and on target.
And the wide open shot from Green. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Morris dishes to Waiters. Oh, my. He'll go to the line with a chance for a 4-point play. That's on Lou Williams. A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have two elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
Shamet, the pass to Zubac. That shot is off. Excellent D from Howard. Here's Caruso. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game, but they'll get another chance. Smith finds Howard. Lakers working the ball around now. Shot clock at 6. Caruso, the pass to Morris. Smith for 3. Hits the three-point bomb. Smith's got his first 3 points of the game.
And Smith loves pulling up from 3. Never scared to fire when he's out beyond.
There's Jackson with the 3. The Lakers with the rebound.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
For 3, Smith. It's tipped. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but true contact. He'll head to the line.
He gets right to the rim, but the defense there to deter it.
I really like that he didn't shy away from the contact at all. I mean, he was determined to get to the basket no matter who was offering the resistance.
Marcus Morris is checked in for Jermichael Green. The Lakers also changing it up. Davis comes in for Dwight Howard. And it's Green in for Waiters. Right side, Williams. Lets it fly from 18. That one falls. And the Clippers lead by 4.
Well, I tell you, Kevin, a high number of Williams' points come from the mid-range. The defense knows that. It's in the scouting report, but he still makes it happen.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
Zubac finds Jackson. This one for 3. Poked loose.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And, Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
Williams with the ball. Now Smith defending. There's Shamet. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession. So for the Clippers, George is checked in for Landry Shamet, and it's Patrick Beverley in for Lou Williams. James checked in for the Lakers. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Smith outside. Stolen by Jackson. And pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. Deep two from Beverley. And that's an air ball. Not even close. Smith dishes to Davis. And Davis throws it down.
How about the leaping ability of Davis? Easily gets off the ground to throw it down. And he's a quick jumper and decision maker.
The shot by George, wide open. Buries the long-range jumper. George has got 10 points in the game. Smith finds James. Outside, Davis. And here is Green. Zubac's defending. The drive by Green. Smith the pass to Green. And here is Morris. 5 to shoot. Back to LeBron. Over Beverley. James, no good. Clippers leading by 5. Zubac's in the post. He's against Morris, and that one is good from Zubac's.
And it's good to see George concentrate on getting the ball to the open man. Excellent floor awareness.
And Davis gets it to go.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
And George kicks to Jackson. To the paint. And that one's good. Beverley. Beverley's got his second basket of the night.
Tremendous focus from the little man, Patrick Beverley there.
A 3 from Morris. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the... Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Right out of the gates, it was the Clippers setting the tone. They did it just the way it was drawn up in the locker room. Starting up. And that'll...
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. So for the Lakers right now, LeBron and Green make up the backcourt. Caldwell Pope out there with Anthony Davis. And it's McGee in at the center. James goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. Marcus Morris picks one up there. And the GOAT conversation. LeBron has said his motivation is to surpass Michael Jordan as the greatest of all time. Greg, what do you think he needs to do to bolster his case?
I think for the naysayers, the obvious answer is more rings. You look at the other numbers, including those 8 consecutive finals appearances, LeBron is in the discussion.
To the middle, here's McGee. Again, the Lakers. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. George finds Beverley. Back to George. Leonard with the ball. 10 points for him. Tries it from the top of the key. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. Davis dishes to Caldwell Pope. That bucket in no time at all.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
And so George will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They've led by as many as 11 points. From about 16, Green for 2 points. And that's 12 points for Leonard.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Even with that miss, they're shooting 75% coming out of the break. That's a strong start to the half.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, we know about Lou Williams' story. The 3-time Sixth Man of the Year may be undersized, but he keeps finding angles to score. Williams said, "I can't shoot straight up. I've always played crooked. It's weird, but it's something I've developed, fading away from guys. I have bigger defenders on me, and it's just about creating space." Kevin, even well into his 30s, Lou Will still does it as well as anybody.
I would totally agree, David. He is always deadly. Thank you. Back to Davis. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. Davis has got 8 points. Mark, a lot of coaches like to run their offense through centers. Any names you can think of who you'd be comfortable running your offense through at that position?
Well, just because I've watched him and loved his game since locking into him, Jokic.
Yes.
Man, can he pass it. He can shoot it. He can score it inside. He's got such excellent hands and touch. He's at the top of the list. DeMarcus Cousins, big guy that can shoot it and pass it as well. And Marcus Gasol is also in that list.
Yeah, you'd feel comfortable with any of those guys holding the ball, distributing the ball, wouldn't you?
No doubt.
For the Clippers, JaMychal Green, he's checked in for Zubac. Andrew Shamet comes in for Morris. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Howard's checked in for JaVale McGee. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Davis. Waiters, he's checked in for Green. And
Howard determined to punish the rim and scare off defenders when he gets inside. Watch out now.
Clippers leading by 7. Now here is George. He's got 14. Misses in close.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure. But unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Clippers moving the ball around. Shamet kicks to Williams. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Leonard attacking. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams. 16 points for Leonard. Lakers trail by 9. Paul George with the steal. Takes it out to Leonard, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Caldwell Pope.
And let's check out the numbers for Paul George. He's definitely been getting it done since the All-Star break. Averaging 17 points per game, 3 assists and 4 rebounds. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
Great open look there. Leonard's got 19 points.
Boy, he's really been on a roll this quarter. Seems like everything he throws up is finding bottom.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It goes on Dion Waiters.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Howard, the pass to Waiters. And it's out of bounds. The Lakers able to retain possession here. Pass to Smith. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Caruso. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Caruso's got 5. 12 seconds left in the third quarter. Green passes to Leonard. Now Howard. Kawhi Leonard has been on display for the LA Clippers. It's been an excellent game for him offensively. He's got 21 points and counting. We come back right after this. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Terrific versatility coming from a big man. Not something that the majority of big guys possess.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Landry Shamet. Then there's Jackson, and it's Green, and it's Williams at the shooting guard position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. No good from Howard.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
Here's Leonard. Good for his 9th make in just 12 shots. That's an even 75% shooting.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Well, when you knock down jumpers like that, it opens everything else up as well.
Clippers leading by 13. Green kicks to Jackson. Left side, Leonard. Williams in the post, covered by Smith, and Leonard gets it to go.
Leonard has really become so good at catching and firing. I mean, he doesn't allow the defense any time to alter his shot.
That shot off, so the Lakers will take it the other way. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. That game is the first and last of their homestand. James on the follow.
Boy, I tell you, LeBron is so active and aggressive and so strong. I love watching him go after rebounds like this.
Jackson drives in. The Lakers with the rebound. LeBron's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Back to Howard. He dishes it to LeBron. Howard in the post. Kuzma passes to Howard, and Waiters has it in the corner. And that comes off the assist by Dwight Howard. And it's 9 points for Dion Waiters.
And, you know, I think this is exactly what you want Howard to do. I mean, when somebody's open, show that you're willing to give the ball up.
And stolen by LeBron. Now the Lakers on the break. Taken away by Williams. Now the Clippers moving it up. Green leading the charge.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
Banked in off the glass. And the Clippers lead by 14. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Clippers.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long. And, guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
Not at all. I mean, that's where they want him looking for a teammate, not trying to do it on his own. He needs to share the wealth there.
Jackson, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That's on LeBron James.
And Reggie Jackson, the former 24th pick by the Thunder, wasn't content to back up Westbrook. He basically forced his way out in search of a larger role.
So for the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Green. Morris comes in for Landry Shamet. And George is subbed in for Lou Williams. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. JaVale McGee's checked in for Howard. Anthony Davis comes in for Kyle Kuzma. Aldwell Pope, he's checked in for Smith. And it's Green in for Waiters. And George kicks to Zubac. It's tipped. Leonard the pass to George. And that one drops for him. We know you have great passion for the game of basketball. Any passions that our fans may not know about?
Yeah, I enjoy golf. I'm an avid reader, as you well know, Kevin. We actually share book titles on occasion. Obviously, food is universal, and there's nothing I turn down. I try to eat certain things in moderation, but I enjoy board games, too. In terms of sports, I'm a fan of football, both college and pro. Enjoy playing golf, and board games and reading probably are what I could call.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Clippers.
Free throws were a big factor in this one.
You know, it's always great to get a lot of shots at the line, but the key, they were able to convert tonight. You start making free throws, and it can get you the win.
And so checking out their season record, this game will become their 45th win. And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Leonard.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Back to Davis. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And the trade for Anthony Davis, a risk for the Lakers, but they feel, Greg, that both sides will find an extension this offseason.
There is mutual interest from both sides. Lakers made the trade confident Davis would resign. A bit of a leap of faith, but the Lakers did everything they could to secure Davis long term. He needed to convert on all of those. Missed opportunities at the line are the last thing they need right now. And you can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you. They waited too long to finally ramp themselves up.
Kicks it out to Leonard. Fires from 18. Offensive rebound. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
And I think they can start that celebration right now. I mean, what a terrific team victory.
It's George on the wing. Got it. Good job in the low post. And the Clippers lead by 15.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
And, you know, when you've played over a decade and a half in the league, it's expected that you're going to slow down, but LeBron still going strong.
So the Clippers winning this one easily. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight. David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up for David Aldridge.
unprecedented improvements. Shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements. Shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
We've been talking so much NBA 2K21, but we wanted to stop and take a moment to thank you guys for tuning in and joining us for 45 episodes in NBA 2K20.
We've had so much fun connecting with you all over this past season.
So as we put NBA 2K20 to a close, we take a look back at our favorite moments on NBA 2K TV. Check it out.
And the starting lineups have concluded. So just welcome to the weekend, everybody. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Morris.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Collins plays the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. And it's Anthony in at the 3 spot. And for Los Angeles, they've got Ivica Zubac. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's George in at the shooting guard position. And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. Hits, got that one from Nurkic. You know, Smitty, we know players are getting more nights off around this time of the year. How much did that occur when you were playing in the NBA?
Coaches and organizations really came up to guys when they see they were hurting. You didn't want them to play when they were injured. And then at the end of the season, Kevin, usually you looked and said, ooh, we have the number 6 seed locked up or whatever place locked up. And then that's when you start to get nights off. I don't remember doing it during game 20 and game 30 where guys starting to get nights off.
For Portland, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. That's a 2 from Lillard. The good-looking shot from the wing.
Some guys just understand how to generate points. He's one of them.
George against McCollum. Stolen by McCollum. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it, the fast break chance. And it's sent back by George. Morris against Collins. George, that's a 2-pointer. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
And we know once he gets in the rhythm, he's a really tough guy to stop.
And a rare block shot from Morris. Anticipates the move and just times it out perfectly.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Now here's Leonard. A 23-point game for him in the win against the Warriors in San Francisco. The Clippers shooting their first free throws of this game.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
With Kawhi, you love his talent, but just as important, you love the basketball IQ and work ethic.
Here's Nurkic. McCollum kicks to Lillard. Now the dish to Carmelo. Kicks it out to Lillard. Just 5 on the clock. That's in there. Anthony with the assist.
And he can score from all over the court. But Lillard at his best from mid-range. He deserves extra special attention from the defense in that in-between area. But sometimes, even then, that's not enough.
You expect him to make that, especially from that distance.
Kicks it out to McCollum. Lillard, right side. And Lillard throws it down.
Hey, dunks aren't always for the big fella.
A serious power move from the point.
Forget just landing in. He wanted to make a statement.
Now, here's George. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Golden State.
Even though he missed it, this is the exact play your offense is designed to produce.
Now here's McCollum. Following the miss by Marcus Morris. Lillard finds Anthony. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. McCollum, no good.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Well, Ivica Zubac may not block a lot of shots, but Smitty, he is still a solid defender.
What Zubac does is a great job of challenging players at the rim and provides great help from the weak side. He does rack up a lot of defensive fouls, but
that was something else.
And hustle paying off there to George in the open court. Gets up court in a flash and finishes before the D can even react.
Here's Nurkic. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
I like it. That's a great battle at the rim. He just couldn't finish.
Leonard, no luck.
I mean, he's staying aggressive, trying to regain his touch. But right now, he's hurting the team.
Kicks it out to McCollum. Back to Nurkic, and finished off by Nurkic.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. McCollum against George. That one goes in for him too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
And the mid-range jumper really right in George's comfort zone. When he isn't blowing by guys and finishing at the rim, he's knocking that one down with consistency.
And here's Beverly. He brings it up for the Clippers. There's a victory here for the home team last time these guys met.
Not a close contest either. The last time they got together, everyone in the rotation played solid, and the bench was the difference.
Great scoring output from that second unit. Such a luxury to have that extra ammunition.
The Trailblazers shooting their first foul shots of the night here. Free throw good. Damian Lillard. And both free throws good for Damian Lillard.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Jackson against Lillard. Pass to Morris. On the wing, Jackson. With 1 on the clock, and no good in the last second attempt this time. And so it's Damian Lillard. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And taking a look at the Trailblazers' performance here, boys. What do you think they're doing or not doing?
Throughout the first quarter, they did a great job of just running the offense.
Credit the game plan coming in. They've identified the right matchups, and the execution is there.
Here are the 5 Portland has to start the second quarter. Hazonia at the 4 and Whiteside at the 5. Then it's Little, and it's Simons in at the point. You know, Steve, so much goes into being an effective bench player. What do you like to see in a team's 6th man?
What I love, Kevin, is a guy that can come off as a 6th man is he doesn't disrupt what's going on with the starters. Also, he's ready. And most of those guys that wins that award, they don't need time to adjust to the game. They come in and make an immediate impact.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Hey, if you're not going to fight over, you're essentially giving the shooter the look he wants.
Whiteside kicks to Hazonia. To the wing on the left. 6 to shoot. Little gets the bucket. Little's got the lead up to 4 now for Portland.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Williams looking over the floor. Offline from the top of the key. Portland leading by 4. It's deflected. It's stolen by Morris. And that one's good. Shamet.
Just great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and then trigger the fast break.
Lasagna, the pass to Trent. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. To the inside, and stolen by Hazonia. And there's a whistle. That goes on Landry Shamet. That's his first foul. And for Portland, they're shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. Trent passes to Whiteside. To the paint. Trent gets the bucket. And the Trailblazers lead by 4.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Outside Jackson. And it's Portland with the rebound. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies. And with Reggie Jackson at the point, you're going to get more of a score than a playmaker.
And that's okay, as long as you plan for that with your system. Reggie Jackson is great at creating for himself, but you like to see him do a little bit more to set up the rest of his team.
Here's Trent. Lasagna, nice persistence to tip it back up and in. And now it's an 8-point Trailblazer lead.
Hard work and soft hands. Guys, that's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip in. Jackson gets the bucket.
I'll tell you, Jackson's first step is dynamite. A big asset off the dribble.
To the wing right side. Here's Whiteside, and the jam by Whiteside.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Green kicks to Morris. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. And it's Shamet missing. Trailblazers leading by 8. Hezonja on the wing. Covered by Morris. Passed a little. And now here's Hezonja. And finish off by Hezonja.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Jackson passes to Williams. Near the three-point line, it's Morris. Good, great play by Williams to set it up. Morris has got his first bucket of the night.
Though he has a score-first mindset, Williams not a bad setup man.
They grab their own miss.
Coming off a scoreless first quarter, he's found a little rhythm here.
In the corner, Shamet with it. Passes it to Green. Now here's Williams. Not a lot of room. Back to Green. The kick out to Williams. No good from outside. Portland's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's Hezonja. And finish off by Hezonja.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
He rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Jackson looking it over. Yes, that goes in. Jackson's got his third bucket of the night. Trailblazers leading by 10. Trent passes to Hezonja. Morris with the rebound.
He is so good attacking the rim. It's rare to see him denied like that.
They kick it out to Green. It's stolen by Little. Here's Trent.
And the defense by Lou, using his experience and quick.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. At the end of the period, they held at 2 points. And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Clippers trail by 10. We've got Kawhi Leonard. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Zubac in at the 5, down low. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
Outside Collins. Now the pass to Lillard. Back to Collins. The shot's good. Collins has got the lead up to 12 now for the Trailblazers.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
George against McCollum. From 15 feet away, tips it up, controls the rebound, and puts it back up and in.
Terrific score there off the miss by Morris. Doesn't get a ton of offensive rebounds, but making that one count.
McCollum, and he gets it to go. McCollum's got his second bucket of the night.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Paul George. McCollum finds Lillard. From deep three-point range, Morris with the rebound.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
You know, we're seeing players move further and further back to create space, but that does make it a tougher shot.
And the 4-year, $196 million Supermax extension signed by Damian Lillard this offseason. Dame Dollar living up to one of his many nicknames. but money well spent by the Blazers.
Lob pass to George. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
I love the patience Beverly has developed with the ball in his hands. Terrific find.
Collins kicks to McCollum. Outside Anthony. Nurkic trying to get open. Anthony's shot is off. Clippers trail by 8. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
That's lit right there, courtesy of Kawhi's natural explosiveness.
McCollum against George. Here's Nurkic. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And last season, a rare 5-by-5 game achieved by Yusuf Nurkic. 24 points, 23 rebounds, 7 assists, 5 steals, Greg, and 5 blocks in a game against the Kings.
And how about the only player ever to log a 20, 20, 5, and 5 game? The Bosnian Beast making a name for himself.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Whiteside's checked in. And Steve, some classic shoe brands making a return to the NBA with updated versions. Smitty, what was your sneaker of choice back in the day?
Kevin, it's funny. I started off with the pumps, the double pumps, and then I ended up with a shell-toe low top. And then now you see all the youngsters now wearing low tops. They used to tell me back in the day, low tops were not good for your ankles. But I didn't really jump that high, so I was okay.
He hits both from the stripe. And Whiteside's got the ball here for the Trailblazers. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Here's Collins. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. A reverse that ties it up. George has got 9 points in the quarter.
I mean, a great look by Kawhi, aware of what the defense is trying to do, understands the spacing.
Lillard fires away from way outside, and nothing is falling for him right now. For the lead, and it's Beverly missing.
Great defensive effort, just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
It's hauled in by George. Taken away by Anthony. Paul George with the steal. To the middle, here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Zubac.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Leonard. He's been fantastic over the last 10 games or so. 6th in scoring, and he's as opportunistic as anybody defensively, ranking among the top 15 league-wide in steals per game.
And you noted it. His points per game average is unreal right now. He's literally propping up the team's offense, scoring whenever they need him to.
He's a guy with all-star talent. It's been a long road for Whiteside, but he has a chance now to do something special.
Jackson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Lou Williams won 6th Man of the Year for the 3rd time last season. He joined Kevin McHale and Detlef Schrempf as the only players to win the award in consecutive seasons. And with the most career points ever scored off the bench, maybe they should just name this award after him. Kevin?
David, I'm all for it. Thank you so much. And boy, is he in good company. Clock at 6. Simons, the pass to Whiteside, and the jam by Whiteside.
The thing about Whiteside, he has a quicker jump than you might expect.
Here's George. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got his 4th rebound in this one. And the basket by McCollum. Now it's a 4-point Trailblazer lead.
That's a nice read. The value of keeping your eyes up.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And that one's good. Leonard.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Got a piece of it. McCollum outside. Anthony left side. Beyond the arc. Trent gets the bucket. Trent's got 5 now. And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth. It's the Trailblazers. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
This is what you need your floor general to do. Take charge, lead by example, unselfish play.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. And on the floor for Portland here in the fourth, Whiteside is out there with Anthony. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic, and it's Trent in at the 2. Outside Leonard. Good on the 13-footer. Leonard's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for Los Angeles. Here's Nurkic. The shot from the low post is good. And the Trailblazers lead by 5.
I mean, every time down the floor, this is what you're trying to do. Find the right matchup.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. And Los Angeles with some changes. Zubac is checked in for Jermichael Green. And Marcus Morris subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Shot, high post, and Leonard gets it to go.
This is the consistency he was looking for in the first half. Just took him a while to heat up.
Pass to Nurkic. Here's Simons. Back to Nurkic. A shot by Anthony. Nobody around. Misses the 3. Leonard kicks to Zubac. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. And it's Leonard missing. Trailblazers leading by 3. Anthony, the pass to Trent. Count it. Good.
If you came to watch a scoring battle, you're in the right place.
Yeah, both teams trying to close out strong. These are the fireworks that fans came to see.
Leonard looking over the floor. That one drops for him. Leonard's got 14 points here in the second half.
And all quarter long, he's been zeroed in and knocks down big shot after big shot here in the fourth.
To tie it up. The rebound by Simons. For Portland, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Here's Trent. He's covered by Shamet. Trent gets the bucket.
Continuing to stoke the fire, his shot making has been absolutely superb.
Now, here's Shamet. Up and in on the layup. Here's Simons. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Back to Nurkic. Over to the left wing. Out to the wing. 4 on the shot clock. From 15 feet away. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Morris has got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Leonard. It's deflected, and they'll keep possession. Trailblazers have gone 3 of 6 in the field so far in the fourth quarter. And there's a whistle that goes on Landry Shamet. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Clippers making a switch here. Beverly's checked in. Nurkic, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Lillard's got 3 assists in the game. Here's Williams. No good that time. Good D by McCollum. Nurkic kicks to Collins. Count it. Now it's a 5-point Portland lead.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
Anthony against Leonard. It's good. That's 8 baskets for him now. 8 for 15 shooting.
Knowing the situation, Kawhi willing and able to take control. Big bucket.
Lillard dishes to Collins. The open shot, Anthony, and he gets it to go from the corner. And the Trailblazers lead by 5. Anthony on the double team. Stolen by Collins. Here's McCollum. Makes it off the glass.
One sign of a great playmaker, hitting his man in stride.
Beverly the pass to Zubac. Williams dishes to Leonard. Back to Williams. The shot missing. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Back to Lillard. The three. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
Just too big a deficit to come back from at this point.
And you know, disappointment starts to set in a little bit. You fought all night, just wasn't meant to be.
And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. Here's Jackson. Good. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
That's what Jackson's doing right now. Supreme confidence in the clutch.
Pass to Gabriel. All sorts of time. It's rebounded by Noah. Launches it. Knocks down the 3. And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. This win, such a tremendous... All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight.
unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. unprecedented improvements, shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements, shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
Welcome to this very special episode of NBA 2K TV. I'm Alexis Morgan.
And I'm Chris Manning. Special episode because we have reached number
200.
Here's Tatum and
You play 2K all the time. You act.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And now you have an album. Anything you can't do?
I can't lose to playing you.
So I just got off of your live stream seeing you react to winning.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
And it's happening out at Staples Center, where the Los Angeles Clippers will be going up against them.
Well, you're right, DA. It'll be still. Thanks. And here's a look at some numbers for Morris.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. The backcourt comprised of Bledsoe and Matthews. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. And it's Middleton in at the 3 spot. And for the Clippers, we've got Kawhi Leonard. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Morris in at the 4 spot.
Well, that's a nice toss up there, so you got to like the timing. But, of course, that's Giannis. He's going to grab anything.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
Yeah, those road games are tricky, but they had a good strategy going in and stuck to what they do best.
Yeah, watching that game quarter to quarter, they sped up, they slowed down, but they executed in every facet.
And in this one, 2 prolific offenses, Brent, going head-to-head. What was the best offensive team you ever played for?
Well, the fun I had, Kevin, and enjoyed the most was in Seattle for the Supersonics. Now we're going to have to explain to some of the kids who that is. But I think the most efficient and the most programmed offense certainly was in San Antonio for Greg Popovich and the San Antonio Spurs, having the anchor Tim Duncan down on the block.
The Seattle Supersonics, that has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
About a minute played so far here in the first. Inside, stolen by Zubac. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. And George kicks to Beverley. And the 3 off target. For Milwaukee, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Morris passes to George, and they pick up 2.
Just tough shots just don't bother Paul George. So smooth with it when he gets into his motion.
Here's Zubac, pass to Morris. Over Giannis. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession.
Looked like a simple play and turned into a turnover. Can't give away possessions like that.
And so just over a minute and a half played. Bledsoe kicks to Matthews. It's hauled in by Zubac. Looking at the last game for the Bucks, it was a loss to the Boston Celtics. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Beverley.
There's no way he even felt that contact. That's what makes Leonard so tough to defend on the dribble drive.
Bledsoe passes to Middleton. And again, the turnover by the Bucks. It's getting late in the season. Let's see how the standings are out west. Look at the Clippers. They're second in the conference and looking to finish strong heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think the Clippers, they've had a dream season, and I think they're only going to get stronger as we approach the postseason.
And once the playoffs do arrive, they won't be intimidated. Got underdogs early on, but during the course of the regular season, they've proven they can handle any situation and any opponent, no matter how tough.
So he gets them both.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
They're really on their heels at this point.
Yeah, on both ends of the floor, Kevin. They've lost some confidence along the way.
And it's Paul George with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Bledsoe against Beverley.
Well, Paul George showing off his defensive prowess right there. Full energy, full focus, and a nice contest.
Well, for so much of what Paul George brings to the table, you have to start with his defensive impact. He is one of the top defenders in the league at his position, if not the best.
Here's Giannis. Milwaukee, no good that time either. Clippers leading by 4. George finds Leonard. Off target from three-point range. And so it's Bledsoe with it, bringing it up for the Bucks. You look at George with all he does, Greg, you sometimes forget how good his perimeter defense is.
Well, I mean, his teammates and coaches won't ever forget about the impact he has on that end. Even when George isn't scoring or the shot isn't falling, he is still a monster on the floor just with his defense alone.
And Giannis throws it down.
Again, floor vision from Eric Bledsoe makes dishing that basketball look easy.
That one goes in. For Milwaukee, they've gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. And George, here we go, lays it up off the glass. George has got 8 points.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Here's Giannis. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
A little quickness from Antetokounmpo there, blows right past the D.
Leonard on the wing. Over Middleton. And it's Leonard missing.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
And Giannis throws it down.
And it just keeps coming at you. Giannis has so much energy, and when he's this aggressive, he is just a dynamite offensive player.
Now here's Leonard. A 23-point game for him in the win against the Warriors in San Francisco.
Yeah, but all around offensively, the performance was great. He knew when he had it going, but he also knew he could get other guys going. So his passing right up there on the level with his scoring in that one.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Green, he's checked in for Zubac. Landry Shamet comes in for George. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverly.
And that's up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
Yeah, that's a whistle he did not want to hear. His second foul, and we're not even out of the first quarter.
The Bucks shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
Reggie Jackson's checked in for Los Angeles. Now here's Green. He had 13 points in the win against Golden State. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo.
Well, you go in there weak like that, and a guy like Giannis with his length is going to throw it away.
Yet another bucket in close. That's how he's earning his points today.
Ilyasova against Jackson. Good on the shot.
Well, he's too good a finisher to blow that kind of chance, but that's going to be a wake-up call to the defense.
Antetokounmpo. And a miss there off the inbound.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Paul George, he's been the guy. Paul George had that nasty broken leg back in 2000.
My inspiration really came from my mother.
Well, what a story. George worked hard to get back and is not disappointed in his return.
You know, recovering from a devastating injury is never easy, but George's perspective and commitment helped him to overcome it.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Clippers, guys. What are your thoughts?
Well, look at the turnover ratio, then look at the score. Easy to see what happened in that first period.
Yeah, hopefully the opposition can recover, because that first quarter defensively was unbelievable, just crippling defense.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Taking a look at Los Angeles. We've got Reggie Jackson. Green is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Williams. And it's Shamet in at the small forward position. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Open up the floodgates and let Giannis run through. What a joy to watch him in transition.
And it wasn't too long ago, Brent, we were wondering what Giannis could do if he bulked up. Well, we don't have to wonder anymore.
Yeah, I don't think we need to wonder about an MVP in the league. The curious thing, Kevin, was last year after winning that award, Giannis coming out and talking about he's only at 60% of his potential. Can you imagine what's coming down the line if he realizes the other 40? He's something else.
Here's Green. Giannis Antetokounmpo making his last shot. Here's Shamet, and the shot goes in. Shamet's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Giannis, that's a 2.
And Giannis adding muscle to his frame for these types of situations. He'll keep getting bigger and stronger, but willing to take the hit.
And the Bucks with some changes. Lopez, he's checked in for Ilyasova. And it's Korver in for Pat Connaughton. Greg, I'm just so impressed with the level of finesse and craftiness that Lou Williams always plays with.
And Kevin, you don't stay a perennial 6th Man of the Year candidate at Williams' age without having more than a few tricks up your sleeve. He's so good in tight spaces and can find a way to get a shot up where others just have to kick it out.
And the Bucks with possession here after the basket by Los Angeles. And that's going to be a travel. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for Milwaukee. On Saturday, they'll be taking on Klay Thompson and the Golden State Warriors. And then on Monday, they'll host the Miami Heat.
And guys, this is the kind of stretch of the schedule that you dream of. Winnable games at home against opponents you know you have a talent advantage over. It would take a lot for this team to not be successful over this stretch.
And it's Leonard missing. And here's Giannis. He'll bring it up for Milwaukee. Leonard with the steal. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Five to shoot. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Takes a 3. A rebound by the Bucks. Giannis has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Milwaukee getting another chance here. Down low. Off with the layup. The Clippers trail. Here's Shamet. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. The Bucks have gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Zubats is checked in for Jermichael Green. Morris comes in for Kawhi Leonard. George is checked in for Landry Shamet. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Reggie Jackson. The Bucks also changing it up. Marvin Williams is checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Chris Middleton comes in for Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Eric Bledsoe in for Hill. Well, we hear this all the time. Good defense beats good offense. Do you think that's true?
I don't know how defense scores. So in today's game, seeing the juggernauts and seeing what we've seen, Kevin, quite frankly, as some of the best offensive teams, not only in the last 5 years, but in the history of the league, around the Houston Rockets and what the Golden State Warriors have been able to do. It's about equipping your team defensively to be able to stop that stylistically, but certainly every coach will say it comes down to defense because that is something you can control.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Middleton right now staying aware of where his teammates are and hitting them when they're open.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's George. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. George has got 10 points in the game.
Such a critical part of how their offense is going to flow. Things are only working when he seems to be on the floor.
And Middleton kicks to Bledsoe. Lopez. It's good on the putback. Lopez has got the lead up to 6 now for Milwaukee.
A guy that doesn't give up on the glass. Lopez, a real force at rebounding the ball.
And George, here we go. Rebound, Milwaukee.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
And the arms of Lopez go on forever. Good at using that length to flush the miss.
He's got so many ways to score in the post. Just nifty, uses fakes. You have to have a body on him.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the... A tremendous game we're seeing from Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had 29.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, one half to go. You look at Antetokounmpo, and this game has been everywhere.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
And on the floor for Mike Budenholzer, starting the second half. Matthews and Middleton, the 2 wings. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. And it's Bledsoe in at the point guard position. Clippers trail by 8.
Well, the Bucks are in a good spot with a young superstar entering his prime.
And they like the fact that this core has more potential, and it wasn't just a one-hit wonder as they committed to Lopez, they committed to Chris Middleton, and now they think that they can take the next step with Giannis's growth.
Out to Morris. Beverly the pass to Zubac. 6 on the shot clock. And it's Brook Lopez with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Leonard attacking. Now some of the numbers NBA wingman have been putting up from the field this season are truly impressive. Have a look at the top shooters among them. 5th, Chris Middleton.
And that is such an efficient group offensively. That really is the best way to describe them. I mean, they never force anything and always wait for the right shot.
And when they get to those sweet spots, you can just count it. Each one of them is capable of having that kind of night where it looks like the bucket is about 5 feet wide for them.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. And Leonard has it in the corner. Passes it to Zubac. Shot clock at 6. He dishes it to George. And the wide open shot from Morris. Hands it from downtown. Morris has got himself on the board with 3 there.
Yeah, I didn't think there was a pass available there for Paul George, but he spots that small crease, he fires the ball through it, and he gets it to his open man.
And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review. That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
Execution with pace, that's a bad turnover that simply was telegraphed.
Lopez with the steal. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's foul number 2 for him. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Outside Hill. The pass to Lopez. Here's DiVincenzo. No points in the game yet for him. For 3, Hill.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Shamet with it. He's picked up by Hill. 2 free throws coming up. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and Involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in air. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Williams, he's checked in for George. The Bucks also with the sub. Williams, he's checked in for Brook Lopez. Here's Jackson. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. A three from Morris. Bangs home the trifecta. Morris has got 6 in the quarter.
And the one thing about Moore, it doesn't scare you from beyond the yard, but you still have to account for him.
And there's the call on Lou Williams. That is his first foul of the game. Hill looking it over. No good on that one. Great tee that time from Green. And there's the foul. It goes on Ilyasova. That's his first foul. Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Jackson kicks to Williams. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Jackson misses. Milwaukee in the lead. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Korver, no luck.
And what should have been a simple pass and finish ends up in a missed opportunity on that alley-oop attempt.
Yeah, you'd like to keep things a little more simple, and that was a play that didn't quite develop the way they wanted it.
Green, and Green slams it in.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, gotta chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
There's some ways to get your coach's attention, and that draws the coaching staff's ire.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
And trying for the go-ahead basket, it doesn't go in. For Milwaukee, they've gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Here's DiVincenzo. Knocks down the 3-ball. Now it's a 5-point Bucks lead.
No way he's going to pass that shot up. The D is way too far back and relaxed in getting out on it.
There's 25 seconds left in the third. And Williams, here we go. 6 to shoot. From deep. Jackson misses. Here's Connaughton from deep 3-point range. And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. Well, we thought the third quarter was over, but it turns out the officials are going to review the play to see if he released the ball before the buzzer.
And to me, guys, it looks pretty clear.
And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. Beverly and Williams, the guard tandem. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. And it's Zubac in at center. That's who's out there for the Clippers. And that one's good by Lopez.
And they have built their advantage on the scoreboard here by doing all the little things.
Pass to Beverly on the wing. Williams fires from deep. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Giannis has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Lopez right side. The Clippers grab the miss. Zubac has got his 5th rebound in this one. Williams attacking, and the shot goes in.
Well, you deserve that kind of treatment if you're going to get up with Lou Williams like that. Terrific at getting to the rack.
Bledsoe passes to Antetokounmpo.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
The First free throw is good. Los Angeles making a switch here. George is checked in. Lopez, he's checked in for the Bucks. Both free throws good from Antetokounmpo.
What improvement we saw during Giannis Antetokounmpo's first few years in the league. Went from raw to ridiculous in a hurry.
Pass to Zubac. A three from Morris. Good on the triple. Morris has got 9 points here in the second half.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Pretty infectious right here. Guys in good spirits and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
And it's Leonard with the jam.
What a game by Leonard, but you wouldn't know it by the way he's reacting out there. Just stone-faced, but getting the job done.
And here we go. Beverly heading to the hoop. So they take the lead. And the Clippers lead by 1.
Great ball movement there.
Here's Antetokounmpo, and the rejection by Zubac. Low block shot on the way. Again, Los Angeles.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Here's Giannis. No good, unable to end this run. Los Angeles leading by 3. Here's Leonard. Tries again. Morris kicks to Zubac. Outside, George. And George with the stuff.
Oh, George stepping up big time.
And so it's Matthews with it, bringing it up now for the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, here's George. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
Paul George. 2 shots.
And the first one drops.
Think about Paul George in his second year in the NBA being named the most improved player. He's just gotten better from that point. And you don't have to win an award every year to prove it.
Floats it up for Giannis. It's stolen by Morris. Leonard attacking. And that one's drained from the low block. Leonard's got the lead up to 9 now for the Clippers.
And for a player who didn't enter the league with breakdown ability off the dribble, guess what? Kawhi will break you down.
Here's Lopez, and he banks in the layup. Lopez has got his first 2 points.
And won't find many more games as entertaining as this one.
No, this is about as high octane a game as you're going to find.
Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Out to the right wing, Zubac, the pass to Leonard. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. 19 points for Paul George.
So many of the plays they're running designed to create opportunities from deep.
And I don't know how they keep doing this, but every time down, the resulting possession ends up at the three-point line and a fairly efficient shot attempt at that.
Beverly against Bledsoe. Shot clock at 5. Here's Leonard. The putback. That one no good. The Bucks go the other way with it. Here's Antetokounmpo, and the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Giannis has got 37.
Traditionally, that's how you want to finish the break, right at the rim.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage.
George looking over the floor. Passes it to Morris. Right side George. The 3. Morris, no good.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And so Milwaukee again turning it over.
Man, if you're going to grab it, grab that thing. He just lazily reaches out for that, and the result is it's deflected right off of his hand.
There's 21 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Man, he's guarded by Hill, and the call will be against George Hill. That is his first foul of the game. 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Leonard on the wing. No good with the layup. So the Clippers with the win. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is